Hey guys, it's Jack. We thought we would spice up this episode of You Don't Know Jack. We're at the IndyCar Exchange. I've got a special guest today. Pedro Pascal has joined me. Actually, it's Joey Mulinaro, big Star Wars guy.
Yes.
Joey, welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Super excited to be here. I always feel kind of funny because I do know Jack.
You do?
So it's like an interesting, I'm on You Don't Know Jack, but I do know Jack.
You do know Jack.
We're coinciding to have people get to know Jack. It's good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. The first thing I'm going to say, we literally brought two of the similar style
we didn't even plan this, seriously.
But mine versus yours, significantly different.
Well,
in size and every department, actually.
But these are nice, you know. Sometimes, you know, don't get mad about your size. Your size is just fine. It's perfect the way it is. And then this is
like Gracie likes it too.
Yeah, good. I'm sure it's perfect for her. This is one of my big purchases. I got this for my birthday. You know, we're at the age where we have to do August 28th. Okay. We have to do a birthday present for ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're like, people aren't going to get us birthday presents. They're like, it's for my birthday, right? So this was mine as a 27 or 28-year-old man. So.
But I feel like your lovely wife is very accepting of your Star Wars fandom.
Yes.
I tried to say to Gracie the other day for my birthday, I was like, hey, I kind of wanted to get some trading cards. Mm-hmm. And I would say the reception was not what I was anticipating.
Isn't that a pain when
Kinda, because you ended up with a Mandalorian helmet. And I had to buy myself Funk Pops off of eBay.
But these are much easier to display, right?
True.
I'm sure Gracie was probably like, you know, we can't really, what are you gonna do with these things, you know? Those, they're very compartmentalized. You can put them in different places. They're cute, they're small.
However, she said that maybe they were an eyesore.
See, I've had that comment thrown to me as well. But I think with a lightsaber, you know, your ladies are they're about lighting a lot, right? They love a good lighting, a good aesthetic, a good mood. You just turn on one of those things and you got a little blue, little red light going on.
I wanted them front and center. And she basically told me they were guest room. They were guest room, basically windowsill items right now.
That's on
brand. Which makes me sad.
It's on brand though, because me and Ben Polizzi were talking about how, like, in guest rooms, it's just like the room that you throw everything in that you don't want people to see, right? That it's weird. You want them to be welcome. You're like, hey, we got a guest room, but all your stuff in there that you hate is in there. So
guest rooms are a funny one because it's like we have the space for you to be there. All of our stuff's in there that we kind of don't want people to see, but still be welcome to come, but maybe don't feel obligated to say yes.
And at the same time, if you do, we're not talking like more than a night in a day.
Like a couple nights. So before we get into the meat and veg of what we're doing
today.
I'm super
excited about this. This is great.
One of the things we were talking about it before we started, and then I had to remind myself that like this was a question I was going to ask you. What is your number one collected item? Like, what is your favorite collectible item?
From Star Wars or?
Star Wars and other.
Okay.
Like one of both.
I'm really lucky, and not trying to be pushy in what you should do, but like you get a house, Jack. You know, then all of a sudden maybe you get a basement. You get more than a guest room.
Yeah.
So I got a basement, so my wife is luckily. She's like, you know what? I got the rest of the house. I'm doing what I want with that. Basement's yours. So I'm like, fantastic, right? This is great.
Awesome.
Yes. So I have a few different areas. I have a whole bookshelf that is all Star Wars. It is all like Black Series figures, action figures. Yeah. Someone just
they're valuable
toys. Yeah. I have a whole bookshelf that's Star Wars, and then I have a whole bookshelf that has like Steelers, a lot of IMS.
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing. So I have it broken down into a variety.
You got categories too.
Categories, definitely. So I'd say my Mando helmet and my Darth Vader Black Series helmet, because I got down in Disney. I was down in Disney 2 weeks ago.
You got a Vader helmet too?
I got a Vader one, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting envious.
Oh, dude, it was like my one big purchase from Disney. I guess
jelly.
The rest of everything was the big purchase at Disney because, you know, everything's $6,000. But
so that's a really nice segue into what we're actually doing today. You guys may have seen on my socials, one of the things I've been getting into recently is trading cards. Yesterday I opened my first box of college football, but mostly it's been Formula One, Star Wars, Marvel, We're at the IndyCar Exchange right now. My trainer, Jeff, who was actually on our last episode of You Don't Know Jack, is a huge fan. He had no idea that I was coming in. I wanted to get him a birthday present, got him a Jefferson card, bought him some packs. And honestly, since then, it's been like a whirlwind of a hobby and enthusiasm for me. So anyway, naturally, when you're looking at this new fandom, hobby?
Yeah,
both. It's both.
Yeah.
I stumbled into these Mandalorian Topps Chrome 2022 Best Car Edition. So I thought, as a Star Wars fan, especially like in the new series of Mando, well, all Mando really, not just the new series, as being a new, freshly enthusiastic trading card fan, that we could in fact open a box each of this product.
That's great.
I want you to pick which box you like. And just so you know, I bought these at the same time, the same order. Like, there was no way of knowing what's in there.
Oh man, I know there's only two, but it's just the classic. I know whichever one I don't pick, there's going to be, you know, Pedro Pascal autograph or something. It says one autograph per box, which is fantastic. I've never opened a box, whether it's because I hopped into this hobby as well a couple years ago, but I've never done Star Wars, and I've never done an NFL or Major League Baseball that had an autograph in a box. So I'm super excited for whoever it is, you know. And I think with Star Wars or like a Marvel, like, it doesn't matter. It could be Pedro Pascal, who plays Mandalorian, or it could be like the fifth Mandalorian who's off to the side. Like, you know, an autograph in Star Wars, like, that person's going to be at a convention, right? They're going to be like Indiana Comic-Con, and there's going to be a line that's out the door to meet that person. Whereas, like, in the NFL, if you get, you know, like a 6th-round draft pick who like fizzles out after 2 years, it's like, eh. But Star Wars is different because it's forever. I'm gonna switch us. Since I just, you know,
okay.
We'll flip them right there. Do you have your?
I have.
Look at you.
My IndyCar Exchange box cutter.
That's when
Andy, you're the man.
That's when you know. That I was waiting for you to pull that out, because then you just do that, because I'm over here scratching and clawing like I'm a cat. You know. All right. You go on the back. That's probably the best way to go.
So here's the thing. When you were opening any, right? Did you? I like to save the box, so I have a bunch of just like white boxes now.
Well, that's how you are about Legos too. I remember you told me that last May. Or actually, you don't even do the Legos. You just have the boxes.
I do some.
Okay.
We've cracked the box.
Yep.
Where I was going with the box, I've seen people on YouTube. They just. I like to save things, so I cut
it's
the
a cool
back.
box. I mean, it's like the Mando armor.
It's pretty cool, and I don't know if this is how the actual pros do it, but what I've seen on YouTube. What I like to do.
Holy cow.
We'll get stuck in.
Let's go hunting.
Boom.
There we go. Yes. Wait.
I'm not sure what you've done.
I don't know what I've done either. How'd you?
Oh,
you
pop
popped that. Okay, so now we're going to have Mando and Baby Yoda looking over me. You do it for me, Jack.
I have become a big eBay guy. Since this hobby has started,
I remember last year you got you're looking for the Marco Andretti Clone Wars livery.
I did that. Okay, so I've always been a big eBay guy. Actually, I noticed that I go on like little kicks.
Sure. So it makes life worth living, you know.
These are kind of cool. They're like the comic book inserts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that too. And then just some geezer on the client. Do we actually ever get his name?
Nope. No, we were just talking about that actually on a show that I listened to. It's just the client.
Just the client.
I would like to see the baby.
But they're pretty cool. Like the comic book cover inserts, basically.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. It's beautiful. Big Ahsoka guy here. Can't wait for that series as well.
That will be cool.
Oh, this dude was a bad dude.
Yeah, he wasn't nice.
Yeah, he wasn't nice at all. And then he killed himself. That was.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
twins.
There we go.
Nice.
First box or first pack. Got the Ahsoka. See, now I'm a huge Bill Burr guy. Mayfeld,
he's
I love that
funny.
character. He's great. Yeah, that's a great addition into the Star Wars universe. I feel like this is like a base that I'll probably get, but I'm gonna keep it in cool right now because
that's fair.
I love Bill Burr.
So I think that's a cool refractor.
That is cool.
Crashing through the ice. That's when they found them weird spider things.
That's probably my least favorite episode because I'm an arachnophobic. So it's not good for
Same.
me.
I really can't stand spiders.
I'm not a spider guy
Like
at all.
they almost make me gag.
Yes.
You said earlier you really liked the Mando and you liked your Vader helmet. Who's your primary who's your Star Wars character? Like, who's your number one?
Man, it changes all the time, you know? It's just kind of like whatever like mode I'm in. If I'm like watching the original trilogy or something, you know, then it's like Han Solo, you know?
Yes.
But then if I'm kind of like in my, you know, my Disney Plus, sorry for the plug. Am I wearing? No, I'm not. But if I'm in that, you know, then it's like I'm probably watching Clone Wars or Rebels or Mando. And so then it's like I love Captain Rex, I love Ahsoka. Mando, obviously, I'm a huge Mando Baby Yoda guy.
Who's your favorite clone character?
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex.
Yeah, me and my dad both love Captain. My dad's
Really?
big. My dad wants to get like a tattoo of his, you know, the insignia on his helmet.
Yeah.
They all have those different ones. He
Yeah.
wants to get that like on his back or something, which I'm all for. My mother's not.
I'm enjoying Hunter, I think, right now.
Hunter's cool.
I actually really like the Bad Batch.
Yes, you do.
I didn't hear you celebrate, so I didn't assume that you got anything good then.
I think I got a little Baby Yoda shiny
Oh, there
with
you go.
the egg lady. Whoa!
That they need.
I got a little
Oh,
crazy shaped card
sweet.
here. Grief Karga.
I've never seen one of them outside
I
of
don't
eBay.
know what the shape is. What's the shape?
That's
Is
a
it-
cutout. That's like really awesome.
Well, I love I'm a big fan of Grief Karga because how do you not love Carl Weathers, right? Apollo Creed in the Star Wars galaxy. It's
I've got
freaking
so much cutout envy
awesome.
right now.
cut out. Well, you're just gonna go on eBay after this.
I've got- yeah.
Yours, so you'll be fine.
That's actually, so that's really sweet. Is it numbered by any chance?
I don't think so. It's got
It's
that
still-
up there.
it's still
ML6,
thing. You know what?
whatever that says.
Get that in there too.
Whatever
This
that
is like
Yeah.
cut out.
Grief. Yes, sir. Grand Magistrate
Get it in
of
that.
Navarro. Make sure that you get the grand in there. Mando didn't. See, I always messed up with this part too. I'd have to.
I end up like kind of tapping it on the table. Which,
Good call. Yep, that's a vet move. All the YouTubers, I see them do that. Do a little, and then they just slide it in there like it's nothing. Sick.
So we were talking about how just randomly a lot of stuff in the Star Wars universe happens in Tatooine.
Uh-huh.
What planet is Joey choosing to live on? And why?
Definitely not Mustafar. That would be just entirely too uncomfortable. I don't do well with humidity and heat like that.
As a Brit, I'm right there with you.
Yep. I think Camino would be way too sad. Like right now, it's rainy and drizzly out. I don't.
It's a very British
But
day.
this is. I was gonna say, yeah, this is kind of right up your alley, right?
You know how many times people are going to ask me today if it reminds me of being in the UK? It's gonna, by the end of the day, I'm just going to be
Right.
like, it reminds me of the UK. Like,
Yeah. Well, you just, it makes you want to get, warm up a nice pot of tea. And
that's a pretty good accent too. Not
Well,
bad.
nice pot of tea.
Sweep the chimney.
Sweep the chimney. Watch my poppins.
Oh!
What is that content? Oh, is that the auto?
We got the auto.
Is that somebody probably from Mos Pelgo?
Beta trawler. You know this guy?
I don't.
See, this is literally
yeah,
we were
yeah,
saying
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're gonna get some random.
But I
character.
guarantee,
And-
bro, he'll be at like Star Wars Celebration, and there will be like 1,500 people waiting to meet that guy.
No matter what happens, autos are still cool.
Which
Oh,
planet? Yes.
which planet?
Okay, not Mustafar, not Camino, not Tatooine. I'm a city guy, man. Put me on Coruscant. Put me in the middle of it. Put me in the action. I like the hustle and bustle. I feel like there'd be a lot of good, bars and dive bars to go to out there.
I feel like in the nicest way I could say this, you would be good at finding them.
Okay. All right, Jack. Yeah.
I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah. I mean, how can you mean that in a nice way?
I just feel like you can find a great time.
Okay. Yeah. I like to think so. Sometimes my wife likes to think I find too much of a good time. You know what I mean? So it's just like.
And you do have a baby now.
Yeah. Right. So I'm limited on that. But yeah. Throw me on Coruscant, man. I feel like you'd have some good you can go bet on some pod races. What we get? Boba.
It's a numbered
boba.
Yeah.
What is it out of 50?
5 out of 50.
Nice.
That's okay. I'm feeling
Yeah.
better about my box
who likes
now.
their box now?
That's actually, I haven't seen a numbered Armored and Ready yet. Okay, so you're
about you?
living
Where you
on
living?
you're living on Coruscant.
I think so.
I actually, although it's a good question. I feel like recently Star Wars have been really good at introducing us to new places.
Okay.
That I'm excited the backstory of a kind of a more common place. Nice.
Yes. Outnumbered though. Gosh darn it.
Alderaan. It's beautiful. It's green. It's luscious. It's kind of got city vibe, but it's got like country vibe for me.
Got a short life shelf on Alderaan.
There is. I'm gonna go and live on like New Alderaan, probably. But like I think Alderaan as a place is interesting.
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna change my answer.
Oh.
I'm gonna go half and half. All right.
Can you?
Half
Okay.
the year, I'm doing really well in the
You're
Star
like,
Wars
oh,
galaxy.
like you're like I'm living in Indiana in the summer,
Yes.
Florida in the winter.
Right. I'm gonna do Coruscant in the summer, and then I'm gonna do Naboo in the winter.
Oh, that's a good shout. I like that. That's a really
I
good
just
shout.
thought about it because you were
Yeah,
talking
Naboo.
about with Alderaan. You were talking about the green and kind of. Then I said,
Yeah, I like that.
right there.
That's a good shout.
Naboo, no doubt. Hey, there's my pilot. There's my auto.
There's your auto.
Freighter pilot.
Oh, who is that geezer?
Alexander Reith as freighter pilot. Doesn't even have a name.
Oh.
Doesn't even have a name. Just generic freighter pilot. But
Oh.
I appreciate it. I've never seen this guy.
It's actually a great segue. So you can pilot any vehicle. What do you choose and why?
Ooh. That's a great question, Brian.
Man,
Okay, what are you piloting? Pod racer. I don't know. Does that count?
I mean, I feel like for you.
I'm piloting a pod racer.
Yeah, which one?
So I remember playing that on PlayStation.
Yeah.
1 or 2?
Good game.
1 or 2?
Two.
2. Was it 2?
Well, they had one on Nintendo 64 too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there
that's
was,
what I remember.
I remember the one that I used to go to on there wasn't one that I remember seeing in the movie.
Yeah. Sure.
But out of a common one, Anakin's.
Oh yeah.
It's it's
It's
agile.
almost similar to an IndyCar, I think.
I would say.
Yeah.
Like Sebulba's is a bit like NASCAR.
Yep. So you're going Anakin's. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm simple, man. I mean, it's like a really basic answer, but I have the tattoo. It's Millennium Falcon.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know I had a Millennium Falcon tattoo?
Where? Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Right there.
Actually, this is so insightful.
Yep. I got that. I don't remember when I got it. I think the beginning of
Oh, man.
2021.
Now you said the Millennium Falcon, I feel like I'm.
I mean, it's the best. It's the ship in Star Wars. It's its own character. X-wing would be. I feel like that. A lot of speed and a lot of speed. A TIE fighter would be crazy. I did love that about Force Awakens when they like showed us the full thing inside the TIE fighter like that.
Yeah.
Right off the jump. You know what I mean? And went crazy with it.
Last pack magic.
Nice, man. All right, numbered. Last chance. Here we go. Oh wow, this is like the opening shot of.
I think that's
the
season 1.
series.
You got numbered.
I got a colored.
Is that season 1? Yes, season 1,
Season
number
1,
one.
number 1, right there.
That's cool.
Opening shot of the whole entire series, like that. Super cool. Wow.
But that's what we got.
Well, this
I
is the
would
first
say-
edition of my. I have all NFL, all Major League Baseball, and this is now my first Star Wars insert into my collection. And I
Awesome.
have space in my books and everything, so
Man, well,
excited about it. Oh, wait a second. You
oh,
gifted
yeah.
me these. Can I open these
yeah,
real
go
quick?
for it. So this is for you and your son.
Oh, I am your father. How cute. Actually, I don't know if I want to open it now because that's the front card right there.
But
so
you can put it back there.
That's
It's actually kind of an interesting set. So my trainer, Jeff, as I mentioned earlier, he also has just had a little boy.
Nice.
I got him the same one. You guys are pretty much the only people I know who I get to share either trading cards or Star Wars fandom with. I just thought it was
I
a
love
fun
it, man.
thing for you guys to have.
Thank you.
How have you got to where you are now, and how did you get immersed in the IndyCar world? Because it's without knowing that story and like how you got here,
Yeah.
I don't know how we would have
Yeah.
had the opportunity to meet. And then obviously, as I've been on like I said earlier, your dad's podcast, yours and your dad's podcast, and like we've had burgers at the track, and actually developing a genuine friendship.
Yep.
I guess it's just interesting for me to hear other people's stories and how has this happened? Like how does one become Joey Mulinaro?
Taking a lot of chances. Putting yourself out there a lot. So I just, I always worked in media, in local media. when I got out of college in Indianapolis, you know. And it was kind of just like, you know, I'm sure you have experienced this in your racing career, but you know, if you're not where you want to be yet, you know, you kind of feel like, for you, whether it's, you know, maybe just the car isn't working, or the team you're with, or the way you're, you know, whatever it is, you kind of feel like you're just like hitting a wall. Sometimes, unfortunately for you, literally.
A couple times, yeah, we try not to, but
right,
it happens.
yeah, exactly. It just happens. But you know, so when I got out of school, I was like, man, I'm just not where I want to be. And so I always had this itch and this desire to, you know, create what I thought was funny content and put it out there in the world, because I was like, that's what I want to do. It's a dream, if you will.
You do all of your bits, and that's a huge part of, I think, influencing that people, or content creation, that people don't get.
Yeah, man, that's, and like you said, you see it with Gracie, I'm sure, which she's killing it. But I think now, how it's changed for people like me, for people like Gracie, as compared to, you know, 10, 15, maybe even 5 years ago, but definitely, you know, way back in the day, is that there were more kind of defined, you know, you were a news person, you were a weather person,
Sure.
you were a camera person, you know, you kind of had these roles, right? Or you had your traditional ways of coming up. Now it is so blended on everything,
Sure.
right? I mean, now you have TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and you have podcasting. You start your own website, you know what I mean? And so you have all these avenues to be able to take advantage of, and then, like, I feel like the ones that kind of separate themselves and make it to where you can kind of, you know, earn a living or you know, do what you want to do with your career are the ones that can kind of have their hand in everything, right?
Well, that's actually one of the things I was about to ask you. I would say I am so impressed with your content, because you cover a big spectrum of stuff, and it all has high engagement, whether it's just being something funny, you know, that makes you laugh, or it's something NFL related, or if it's Star Wars related. Like, you are able to dabble in a lot of industries and be really successful. I actually just got tickets to your show at the Vogue.
Oh, no way.
In May.
You're
So,
coming?
yeah.
No
It's on the
shit.
Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Gracie? Is
Yeah,
Gracie
got
gonna
2 tickets for us to
come?
go.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Heck yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
But,
Well,
like,
that's
I
a nice
guess-
little plug here on You Don't
Yeah.
Know Jack. Thursday night, May 25th. We're starting race weekend, greatest weekend of the year, at the Vogue in Broad Ripple, just outside of Indy. Legendary spot. Tickets are on sale now. It's going to be a heck of a show. I'll be performing. We're going to have a few different comics that are going to be up there. I'm going to sit down with a few different people. I didn't even know you were coming, so you might hop up. I might ask you to hop up on the couch. And,
Don't you dare.
okay.
I'm not funny. You guys, I would say, when I think about your videos,
Yeah.
there's 2 that come to mind straight away.
Okay.
It was the Jeff Saturday and Jim Urso
Yeah.
video. I just got such a kick out of that.
Thanks, man.
And then your Owen Wilson.
You like the Owen? Thanks, man.
I like
appreciate
the
that.
Owen, but I just think it's, people have this idea about what your industry is, and I think they don't understand the time commitment, how much planning goes into it, editing time, and all these things. And I just feel like it needs more, like, recognition, but also a lot of props to people like you who are successful and honestly dabble in so many areas successfully. Like, it's really difficult to do, because even when I've noticed, when I try and post something Star Wars related, it kind of like, I'm doing it for me.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
right.
I don't know, don't always seem
But
to
this
get.
is what You Don't Know Jack's about. Now you know, and now
This
people
is
are
true.
like, wait a second, Jack Harvey. I thought he was just, you know, RLL. Let's see him out there. But I think, to your point, you know, and that's kind of how I got to where I am too. And like I said, is just, you know, I threw myself out there a lot. I took a lot of chances. I put myself out there and failed, and you know, just kind of kept cracking at it, you know, and kept cracking until I finally was, you know, able to break through a little bit.
So, if you had to make a single NFL statement or prediction for next season about the Pittsburgh Steelers and a general one, what are they?
I would say,
Are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to have a winning record next year?
yeah, I think the Steelers are going to win the division. Yeah, I think they're going to win the division in 2023. 3. I think Kenny Pickett's going to make a big jump. The pieces they've added on the offensive line, they're going to have healthy defense the whole year. The Bengals have had their shot, and they've come close, but that's all that they've been able to do is come close.
Meow.
So, that's
nice
good
little bird.
that's good for them that they were able to get close, but they haven't actually done it. So,
I think quite like the Bengals.
Yeah, everybody seems to, but I think the Steelers will win the division. And for the NFL and in general, I'd say that the Colts are going to have the number 1 overall pick next year.
Harsh.
Yeah,
it's just harsh.
Because what's going to happen?
Harsh.
Is that Chris Ballard is going to trade back, and he's going to not take a quarterback, and he's going to throw out Gardner Minshew there for the entire year, and then they're going to keep doing this thing where he's just like, well, look, it takes time, and then he's going to. That's what's going to happen.
Here's the thing: when it comes to I feel like you're such an indie guy.
Yeah.
Until it comes to football, because you're a Steelers fan.
Right, but what's interesting is that's true, but I care about the Colts. I'm not a fan. Does that make sense? Like, I follow them. Yeah. I honestly, like, I listen to sports radio here all the time. Like, I want to hear, like, the people talk who are knowledgeable about it. Like, I read all the stories because, like, all my friends and family do. And it's interesting to me, and I covered them for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's like my heart and my passion just lies with rooting for the Steelers. But, like, I keep up on the Colts. They're definitely the second team that I'm most interested in, for sure.
Your 2 predictions have blown my mind.
Good, I'm glad.
And one of them is more likely than the other, and I don't want to say what it is.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah. Next time you can have your phone out, and Brian
it's kind of out, and Brian won't get mad at me. Brian kind of gets mad at me a lot. Why are you always mad at me?